Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Red Wine and Chaos. I am Ashley.
Hey, everyone. It's Laura. Welcome back.
We have a really fun episode today. We have a fun guest, and we strayed from wine today. We are going with summer cocktails. So, Laura, what are you drinking?
So you and I went grocery shopping together, last weekend, and we walked past the seltzer aisle, right? Because all women love flavored seltzers. And Jason, we'll get your opinion on this here shortly. But Vizzy had a new variety pack, and it screamed summer. So I am drinking the watermelon strawberry Vizzy, with full of antioxidants and vitamin C is what it says. So I'm actually taking my vitamins at 1 o'clock on a Sunday while I'm enjoying my cocktail. So that's what I'm drinking today. It's very refreshing, and it matches the sun that is beaming in on my face outside. So cheers to Vizzy. That's what I'm having today.
I like it.
Yes.
I am drinking vodka and vodka and what are those when we went grocery shopping? What were those seltzers? Those ahas or it's peach honey flavor.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. So it's vodka with a peach honey
seltzer water,
soda flavored seltzer water, and a little splash of juice for color, just for color.
Just for color. And Jason, what are you drinking? We're a little bit disappointed in you, but I don't.
This is a delicious house blend from Speedway.
It's a house blend.
It's the house blend. My Speedway, because I live in an upscale neighborhood, they grind the beans for you right there now. That may be all Speedways. I assume I just wanted to think I was in an upscale neighborhood.
It's very exclusive to your neighborhood.
Are you serious though?
They have new machines that have like the beans up at the top. And you press a button and then it starts grinding beans. Actually, the beans may be plastic and they may just make a grinding noise so you feel. But then it comes out like a Keurig type situation.
I'm so impressed. They definitely don't have that at this Speedway over by my house. So maybe you are in a really nice
place. Listen, what can I say?
Jealous. Well, I'm going to give three. First of all, I'm going to give 3 cheers to the Speedway bean grinding. So on my scale of review, I'm giving 3 cheers to that because that's crazy. And I'm going to give my Vizzy. I'm going to give my Vizzy 3 cheers because it's my favorite flavor in the box. A little disclosure: I had tried the other 3, not today, but I did try them this weekend. They were delicious. So I'm going to give the watermelon strawberry one a 3 cheers because it's my favorite one in the pack. Ashley, I already know what you're going over there. Although I will say, because I'm not there pouring your drinks for you, you're not going to get a 3 cheers for me because I know you made it weaker.
No, I sure didn't. I did it. I did a Laura drink just for you. It's to here.
Oh, perfect.
We did a little half-cheese with the vodka today in your spirit.
Is 3 Jason, cheers the best we can go? Are we on a 1 to 3 cheers?
Yep. 3's the best. Yep. 2 is like, it's okay. It's pretty good. We might revisit it. And 1 is our favorite.
Now, I'm kind of understanding the show now because I wanted to start the show earlier this morning, and obviously drinking at 10 a.m. would have seemed wrong. But because we're taping it at a reasonable hour, we can drink. Right.
Yeah. We don't really
we're not above drinking at 10 a.m.
No.
No.
And typically when we're together, we usually do start before we actually start the show. So there's mimosas involved, but then we realize that the episodes get a little slurry and get a little off track. So especially when we have guests, we wanted to make sure you had our full.
Well, I kind of thought when I started to watch your shows, when you told me you were doing a podcast, and I saw a picture of you two, like a promo picture in a shower drinking. I thought the whole concept was 2 women just getting really, really drunk, and the show just either gets really much better or much worse, depending on how the alcohol affects the brain at that particular time.
Right. And you kind of have that right. It does. It depends on the day. It depends on the day and it depends on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You did.
There are definitely a couple episodes that we were slouching pretty low in our chairs because we've had enough to drink.
Yes. Yes, we were there. It was rough. And then one of them in the vault again. That's that 100th episode anniversary. Yeah, we'll release that then. It was bad. But so now that we've had you chime in and we know so much about you, we should probably tell everybody else about you as well, right? So who's this random guy just joining us on camera? Thank you for coming. You guys, this is Jason Douglas. Jason is he's a comedian. You're originally from Michigan, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm from Metro Detroit.
Yeah, yeah, right. I know you're from the East Side of the state.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, where at, Ashley?
Southgate. Good
no,
old downriver.
Get out. All right,
Yeah.
I didn't live near Southgate, but I know where it is.
Yeah.
So,
are you
Jason
one of those
hails
like
from
Troy,
Austin.
Birmingham areas?
Even further north.
Really?
Saginaw. I don't even think it's Metro Detroit.
You're from
Not.
Saginaw?
Who are you?
I was born in Saginaw, and then I moved to
Detroit.
Detroit as a young man, so I consider myself a Detroiter. But, where does Metro Detroit technically end? I think Saginaw.
Before Saginaw.
My partner's from Saginaw. We make a lot of trips there. I did not know you were from Saginaw.
Originally, yes.
Yeah. Saginaw has its...
Yeah, but if you live long enough, like I'm an old man now, so I feel like I lived half my life in Detroit. So, Metro Detroit.
Right. Yeah, people always ask where I'm not from Kalamazoo, but I've lived my entire lifetime here, basically. What feels like, anyways. But yes,
Yeah.
But no, I don't hail from here originally. But now that we got sidetracked, this will happen, by the way, 45 times during this podcast. Probably we come back around. No, we'll bring it on back.
All right.
So Jason is a comedian originally from the east side of the state of Michigan. You currently are living in
Minneapolis. Yes, Minneapolis.
Yep,
but I keep a San Francisco picture behind me to screw people up.
That's good. That's good. And I came across Jason. Jason did a show for us, for a corporate show for us for one of our events, and he was hilarious. He had us in stitches. He's done some really great shows with Comedy Central Laugh Riots. He was also a guest on the Babaton radio show, ESPN College Game Day, twice. Says here twice, which happens to be one of Ashley and my favorite memories. You were not part of that, but we did attend a ESPN College Game Day, and that was amazing. And many other opened for many other shows and had plenty of his own as well. So thank you for joining us today, Jason. We appreciate you coming on and being our guest today.
Yes, thank you for having me. Laura and I we met in like Washington, D.C., like right on the outskirts somewhere. Maryland?
Yeah, National Harbor.
National Harbor, yes.
Yeah, National Harbor.
I always remember that show because the president at the time had been there like a week before. And I have done shows where I'm like 1 to 7 days off of meeting a president. I just said one day I'm going to meet a president. I don't know how, but I'm always a bridesmaid. I'm so close.
We had to be like escorted in like by the Secret Service because we were trying to get in to plan our event, and he was coming, and we're like, and they're like, you can't get in, and we have to get in there to plan our event. They wouldn't let us out of our office. We had to get escorted in through a side. Like I felt like super official, but I wasn't.
Yes, I've almost met 3 presidents. I've been within a week. I've performed at 3 places a president has spoken within a week.
Someday you'll be the bride.
Fingers crossed.
I feel like you've already won when it comes to being a bride, because through social media and knowing you have a wonderful bride. You are a military spouse.
I am so lucky. Yes, I have the best wife. She's actually gone right now. She's off doing top secret things of some kind. I don't know. She's like, I'll be back in a month. And I said, all right.
All right, kid, don't ask. What branch is she in?
She's an Air Force pilot.
Air Force, yeah, that's what I thought. And I always just laugh because, first of all, you're hilarious. But when I read your posts and you're like, I really, my wife baked me 3 weeks worth of cookies. I really just leveled up, like I married up. Like I just leveled up.
But here's the thing though, she should have put them, and I'm not complaining that she made 3 weeks worth of cookies, but I ate like 2 weeks worth of cookies the first day. And Like she should have hid them throughout the house in Tupperware for me to find.
Oh, like Easter eggs.
Yeah, like if
rationed
you leave
them. Yeah.
food out for a cat,
Put you
they'll
on
live forever. But if you leave food out for a dog, they just eat it all. So I'm the dog.
Right. She should have rationed them out, hid them, and put you on a scavenger hunt to find them.
That's how I proposed to her. I put her on a scavenger hunt.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and then because she's in the military, I didn't buy a ring because I don't know how to shop for a ring. So I put the coordinates at the very end of the ring store because she's in the military. I thought, oh, she'll know coordinates. And she's like, what the hell is this? And I go, oh, that's the ring store. That's where we have to go.
That's what it is.
And she got to pick her own ring?
I don't know if that's romantic, but I thought, gosh darn it, I don't want to pick the wrong one and then she have to wear it the rest of her life.
I mean, hell, I think it's a fantastic idea, but
and then because I'm a man, I got basically a rubber gasket. I actually don't have it on right now because I was doing the dishes, but it's like a rubber ring. It's a silicone ring. It costs like $6. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In fact, I lost.
That's like the new thing, isn't it?
I lost it doing the dishes in our old apartment for months and months. And she's very cool. She wasn't really mad at me, but she's like, how do you lose your ring? And I go, honestly, I can't imagine where it is. And one day I was cleaning out the garbage disposal and I found the ring months later. It had been there the whole time.
Damn.
But it didn't make a funny noise when you turned on the garbage disposal because it was like a rubber, just silicone ring.
Did it tear it up?
No.
Well,
it's fine. Yeah. It's great. That's good.
Sorry to get us off track.
No, we said we're going to do that. We're going to do that. You just got to come back on with us. We're going to do that to each other. So COVID, right? COVID has been crazy. I know that you have found some creative ways to, keep things moving. Everybody, I feel like, had to get creative. That's how this podcast was born. Ashley, she came up with, she wanted to, expand her creativity and do something to release. Well, Ashley, I'll let you talk to that. But that's how kind of this podcast was born.
I love it.
And how has it been for you in the entertainment industry? How has it affected you and your business?
No, for sure. So I'm a stand-up comedian, but I also have a comedian booking company, which is really my main business. So I have about 1,000 comedians in my roster that I work with, but probably about 300 that actively I book all the time. So they're at least doing one show a month with me. And maybe one show every 2 months. Anyways, COVID happens, there's no work. Everybody freaks out. All the customers are asking for their deposits back for shows of April and May of last year because they paid in advance. So everybody's freaking out. And then a customer calls me and they're like, hey, do you think you could do a Zoom show? And I was like, no way, that'll never work. But yes, I need the money. So yeah, we'll do it. And it was the most fun thing ever. And I didn't even know what to charge the person. And it was last March. So I worked for a 72 count of Charmin Ultra.
High commodity.
I wasn't sure if we were going to get toilet paper or not. So I just made an executive decision that was the price of the show. They love me so much, they tipped me a whole thing of Lysol, like the big one.
Oh, that was tough to come by.
Sure.
That was tough to come by. You were fighting.
Remember that 2 months where we were Lysoling all the door handles and stuff? I haven't done that in a year now.
And not to joke lightly about it, but did you contract COVID because you didn't Lysol the door handle?
I did not. I've never, that I know of, I've never had the antibodies test. I have not had COVID. Got the shots. I got Johnson & Johnson because they never give a comedian a second shot.
I
don't even know if it's working. It was just full baby powder. I started crying and they were like, no more tears. Come on, work with me.
Oh, I got the first shot recently, and it gave me a nasty headache. Actually, you didn't have anything after your first shot, though, did you? And we had different ones.
No.
Yeah, which ones did you two have?
I had Pfizer, and my first shot was fine. My second shot took me out for like an entire 24 to 36 hours, like chills, couldn't get out of bed, fever. It was awful. But then after that 36-hour mark, I woke up and felt like a whole new person, like it never happened. It was the strangest thing. I was not tired. I was not run down. It was like I just woke up and was ready to go.
It's weird because they go, oh, if you're super healthy, if your immune system's working, you'll feel terrible. And then I got the second shot. I nothing happened, and I thought, oh my God, I'm dying because I should be sick.
So you're like, there's something wrong with me.
I have no immune system apparently.
Yeah, I got the first one. I get my second one in next week, and my first one gave me some mad headaches for like 2 days, but after that I was okay. No, I didn't get any. I had and I had Moderna. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one I had.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And everybody reacts differently, you know. I've been exposed to COVID a couple of times, like around people that tested positive while they had it. And I wonder, I haven't gotten the antibodies test either, but sometimes I wonder.
I just kind of feel like we've all been exposed to it because like everybody I meet is like, you're always, now that it's been around a year, we're like everybody, maybe at first we were like 20 degrees of separation away from COVID. Now everybody knows someone who's had COVID, and I'm sure we've all been around it. Maybe who knows? Maybe we've had it. I don't know.
We may have and didn't have any symptoms.
I feel like, I've been wearing the same mask since last March. So, because
the same disposable one.
I use my wife's mask because the next day after she uses it, it smells like cherry lip gloss all day, and it's beautiful.
Well, and it's like superstition. Don't change it.
Yeah.
So let's speaking of COVID, so what you did that first Zoom call, that Zoom show, and then what happened after that? Kind of how did that ball get rolling?
So I have a national booking company, and pre-COVID we're doing 200 to 300 events a month with different comedians around the country. COVID kind of took everything out around the middle of March, right before St. Patrick's Day. So like those last 2 weeks of March were just dead. Remember we were all scared. We were all like stocking up on beans, and we all thought we were going to like martial law and murder each other. And everybody was buying shotgun shells. People that didn't even own shotguns were buying shotgun shells. It was a really weird time.
Yeah.
My wife and I, she was stationed in Little Rock, Arkansas at the time. So it was just kind of, people in Arkansas are sweet, but people in the South are kind of, it was a little crazy down there.
Yeah. It felt crazy around
Walmart. We had a cop in our Walmart every day, walking around to stop people from fighting. I don't know if that happened at every Walmart, but that was what Little Rock, Arkansas Walmart had.
Shit, that happens at Walmarts when they're Walmarts. I just did that. I just put a fucking S on the end of Walmarts, like my parents do.
We all have a little bit of white trash in us. My wife is Asian, and I tell her everybody has a little white trash. You don't have to be white to have white trash. It's in the heart. It's not in the skin color. White trash is everywhere.
Yeah, that just totally slipped out. But what I was going with there was that shit happens at Walmart even when there's not a whole pandemic. Oh, that's like one of my favorite places to go on a Sunday. Yeah.
So to make a long story shorter, or a short story longer, like around April, suddenly things just went crazy busy. Like people were calling up wanting to do Zoom, Microsoft Teams, WebEx shows. And since then, since April of 2020, we've been busier than I've ever been in like 20 years of stand-up comedy.
Wow.
My top comedian did 11 shows in one day.
Oh my God.
And to top it off, because my company pulls up pretty high on Google search engine stuff, we were getting customers throughout the UK, India, Israel, Brazil. We book comedians literally all over the world in their pajama pants.
I love
that. That's amazing. That's awesome.
I really thought we were going to be like, the company would be, you know, out of business or just temporarily on pause for a year. And
what were you finding was like the main type of show that you're doing? Were you doing a lot of corporate shows,
company parties? Like, remember the one I did for your company in the afternoon, like around Christmas?
At Christmas, yep.
It was because we were all like super stressed. Like, people are homeschooling their kids. Everybody was worried about money. All the restaurants, remember, all the restaurants were closed, and people were unemployed, and people were fighting to get unemployment, and it was like people needed the perfect outlet of stress relief. And gosh darn it, comedians were like, suddenly we were like the perfect thing for
you guys. Were like
plays well on Zoom entertainment wise. Like, if you love a band, do you really want to watch them in their house play on Zoom where nobody's dancing? And I think comedy was like the perfect form of entertainment.
Well, sure.
Yeah, I think it's
really wild.
Yep, took the words right out of my mouth.
And it's just been, knock on wood, it's been busy ever since. The only thing that really hurt was because, so I have 1,000 comedians roughly that I know, and then 300 that I actively am working with all the time. They're at least getting one gig from me every couple months, and then about 150 comedians that are working for me every month, where they're getting, you know, a lot of shows. Well, it kind of came to the point where the best comedians were doing all the Zoom shows. So now, while I'm booking more shows than ever, I'm probably working with about 30 comedians total. And they just get all the work.
So you just had, you were doing a corporate show. I think it was like Friday or something, right? Friday or maybe yesterday. I can't remember. So you're starting to see.
Yeah, we did a show, another comedian and I, we did a show for Disabled American Veterans, which is an organization that helps veterans with all the paperwork of being a veteran, because like, once you're out of the military, you have all these benefits, but they make it so hard to get them. So they help, like, oh, hey, here's how to do these forms, or here's how to get the help you need, or here's where to go for, you know, this kind of medical. Well, anyways, they have chapters, like maybe 50 around the state of Minnesota, and probably like in Michigan, they probably have like 50. Well, this was the Minnesota chapter, and they had a big party, and they had a couple hundred people.
Nice.
So it was nice to see a real crowd again.
Yeah. Are you starting to see that you're starting to book some in-person events again? Like, it's starting to, are you starting to fill up yet?
It's still, you know, at this time last year, it was 100% virtual. Right now it's 85% virtual, 15% in person. So it's still way more virtual. But it's better. It's getting better, and it's getting bigger and better each week and each month.
Right. I think it's really amazing to see something like the field of comedy be able to survive and thrive in something like this. Like, I think we kind of talked about, everybody had to get creative.
It was the ultimate pivot. And by the grace of God, we seriously, I used to joke to comedians years ago. I said, one day we're not going to go to the comedy club. We're going to be doing this stuff in our home, and they're going to be like teleporting us in, which is kind of how it happened.
It really is. It really is. Yeah. We teleported you in virtually.
But yeah,
and I think
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, I think that I've only seen a couple comedians virtually, right? But I think that one thing that I can speak to you for sure about, Jason, is I don't think that everybody could succeed virtually, because so much, and correct me if I'm wrong, so much about your act is about timing, delivery, you know, and that is tough to do even virtually, because first of all, there's delays, right? So you're working on technology, there's delays. Then it's like, can you hear the people? Are they laughing? You know, like, can you see them? Are you performing to 500 people? Obviously you can't see 500 people on one screen. So it is a testament to your true craft and your talent and ability, because you have pulled it off successfully. Because I don't think everybody can. It's not for everybody.
I mean, I think you have to kind of acknowledge, and even Laura, when I did the show for your group virtually, you kind of have to acknowledge, okay, hey, this is a little different. We're all feeling this out.
Right.
But like, one of the big things I always have a problem with performing on Zoom is like, okay, so like when you're speaking, like your box is yellow, right? But then if like Joe coughs and his box becomes yellow, does the rest of the audience not hear your punchline?
Right. And then so many times, are they on mute, or did they forget to mute it? Or
I asked them, I asked the audiences, like, please unmute, because a comedian, we are so insecure. If we don't hear laughter, we just assume that we're a bombing and we want to get out of there as soon as possible. So I say, please don't make because I've done shows where everybody's screen was black and they were all muted, and I'm telling jokes and I go, like, you guys got to unmute because I feel like I'm just talking to myself.
Right.
But I found that the younger comedians were better at virtual, probably because they understood the technology. Like the older comedians, and when I say older, I mean even like 45. I'm 42, so I mean I'm not spring chicken here, but they didn't want to adapt, they didn't want to do it. And then finally 6 months later, they're like, hey, I see this other guy's doing 9 shows in a day. And I go, yeah, but he's already got a great rhythm going now. Like, he's the starting pitcher. I'm not going to pull him out to put you in now.
Right.
Yeah, but
the
virtual shows have been very well. They've done well, and the audiences are just so appreciative.
Yeah. I could tell you it was
an outlet,
it was absolutely. Yeah, it was a dark time there for people. Like
I like it because you're doing maybe like 30 to 40 minutes tops, where like at a corporate event you're doing an hour, but an hour on Zoom is way too long. And if you're at work, that like 30 minutes of comedy relief in the middle of the day, it's just perfect.
Yeah. It breaks some things up. We needed it. We were in need of it at within our company when you came and did it for us, and we were unsure. We're like, how's this gonna go? And it went really well. It went very well. I laughed equally as hard as I did when I saw you in person.
You know, that's the weird thing though. So I did your guys' show, and it was great. It was fun, and I jumped off your show and immediately jumped onto another show, and that crowd just did not have the energy.
No,
and they were. I don't know why. Each audience, just in a comedy club, they each had their own energy. But I feel like the companies that it's actually fun to work at and you don't hate your job, the energy is just naturally better.
Yeah.
Well,
we all had cocktails in front of us as well.
Yeah.
We were
like if you hate
ready.
your coworkers, getting on a Zoom comedy show is not going to make you laugh that much.
You're like, what the fuck am I on here?
Why do I gotta stare at Bob? Oh, hate that guy.
We had a new employee that day though too. We talked about that though. That was funny. He was an interesting character.
I love to play off the audience. That's the thing. If it's like 20 or 30 people, it's easy. But if it's like 500, it's harder, especially if they don't know each other. Like you go, oh, we got the Denver office and we got the New Jersey office and the Boston office all on the same call, but they don't really interact with each other on a daily basis.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be tough. Right. So, who was your inspiration? Who was your growing up? Like, who's your favorite comedian?
I love Rodney Dangerfield. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's funny.
I know. He was like, the
classic.
one-liners.
Yeah.
My dad used to watch his like specials, he used to have those Rodney Dangerfield specials in the 80s, and I used to watch them. But with Rodney, because most comedians, a 10-year-old isn't going to get their humor, but with Rodney, they were like fast one-liners. So maybe I didn't get the sex jokes, but like every other joke, I was at least understanding it, and it made me laugh. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's good. Rodney Dangerfield's funny. Are your parents funny? Are they just naturally funny people?
Yeah, I think comedians kind of do come from funnier people. I think my dad is naturally funny, but not on stage funny, because there's that difference of like,
right.
I've met comedians, they make you laugh so hard off stage, and then they get on stage and it's like the ultimate disappointment. Like, oh, you were really funny in the car ride over here. What happened?
That's like the Fresh Prince episode with Don Cheadle. He's a comedian. Have you ever seen that one? And Will tries to get up on stage and do it, and he's funny at home, but he's terrible on stage. Like, that's what I think of when you say that.
There's a difference between funny in person with your friends and funny on stage. And I think a lot of comedians are not funny off stage, but they're hilarious on stage.
Yeah, there's a lot of people I think who think they can make it in the business and because they think they're funny, and maybe they are off stage, but they get on there and you don't have the timing, the delivery. That's, for me, that's what it always is. It's always about that. It's the facial expressions. It's the timing, I think, is my favorite piece of a comedian act is the timing.
The timing and the energy with the connecting with the audience. I did a show. I had the worst show of my life 2 weeks ago. It was a prom. They can't dance. So they hire a comedian. So I show up. Everybody's the boys are in like tuxedos and the girls are in like really nice gowns, and they have just a buffet and me. That's it. That's the night. And I'm like, oh, this is really this sucks for them.
Right. They can't dance.
So like, because I said to one of the teachers, I go, well, what happens when I'm done? And she's like, they go home. I go, I'm scheduled from 7 to 7:45. Are you telling me these kids are? I go, you're just going to let them out of here? I go, everybody's going to get pregnant.
What else they got to do? How is that performing in front of kids?
Well, the older I get, the harder it is, because I don't know their music. I don't know what they're into. I don't know their shows. I'm not interested. Like, I made a Cardi B reference, and then the principal was like, keep it clean. And I'm like, they all know the song.
She just performed on primetime TV. What are you talking about? Like,
so they've separated these kids now. Like, they're like maybe 4 at each table, but they're 6 feet apart. So it's this huge room, huge tall ceilings. I get on the stage. I'm 40 feet from the nearest person. So the intimacy of comedy is already lost. I get on stage. I take my mask off. I start doing comedy. Because where I'm from, the comedians, once you get on stage, you can take your mask off. Mm-hmm. They made me wear a mask. I said to the principal, I go, hey, listen, I understand. I respect COVID, but like facial expressions, this is a big part of this.
Right.
And I go, in all seriousness, I did the show with the mask. It was a horrible show. You don't get to see anyone smiling because they made the kids wear masks at the tables. So they've eaten. Now they've put back their masks and they're just sitting there. You see no smiles. I felt like we were in a hostage situation and we were just waiting for the SWAT team to break in and save us all.
It sounds like you probably could have used.
The masks were muffling the laughter. I'm 50 feet from the nearest person. I'm not hearing any laughter. And I walked out and I was going to like kind of mingle and talk to people, but I felt so terrible. I just went straight through the kitchen and walked out to the parking lot and home.
I'm collecting my money. I'm gone.
I was like, I called my wife on the way home. She goes, why are you calling me so early? It's like 7:52. I go, the show is over. And I'm already in the car driving.
That's how terrible it was. Damn.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, they had to have some entertainment. So I guess I was like, well, he's within our price range. Book him.
I gotta laugh. I'm laughing so hard at one of the responses. So we send out something new that we're trying with our guests. We're sending out a Red Wine and Chaos get to know you questionnaire. My favorite response on this questionnaire is the best pickup line you've heard or maybe even used.
Yeah, that one's so good.
It says, "Get in the truck."
I told you I'm from Saginaw.
Get in the truck.
Straight
That's
to
a
the
good
point.
one,
That's
Dad.
what we like.
All right. My other favorite response is social media guilty pleasure because this is so applicable to me.
Laura and I talk about this all the time.
So your answer in response to what's your social media guilty pleasure, and your answer was stalking people's pages. We all do it.
Oh, isn't it? I have people, seriously, there are at least 2 friends of mine. I go and look at their page every day just to piss myself off. Like, they're like some of my closest friends, but their belief system is so opposite of mine. I go there and I just fume. And then, but we're still friends. I don't even know why I do it.
Oh man, I got into it with one of my friends from high school last couple weeks ago. Like, and I'm not typically that person. I don't post a lot of like political or just controversial things. It's just not my style. It's not my style on my page. I like to keep it light. You know, I don't want to go down that road. And because I know that there are people in my life that I don't have the same beliefs as. So let's just not talk about it. Let's not bring it up. But I see them spewing bullshit all over their pages and stuff. And I'm like, whatever, do you? However, this day pissed me off. And it was, and I posted how I felt about something. And I very blatantly said on my post, if you don't agree with this, take your shit somewhere else and unfriend me. Like, and he came for me. He came for me intentionally. I triggered him. He came for me. And I was like, not today.
And over and over. God,
did you think we'd be at a point in society when we were in school where grown-ass people would be triggered by something somebody typed?
Yeah, behind you're going to come get me from your fucking keyboard? Like, I was like, man, did you not read what I said? I started out very respectful. I was like, hey, I said, if you feel some type of way, stay away from me, basically, in a nutshell. And you came for me. You're about to get tore up. You're going to get tore up. And that's exactly what happened. And so when he started in, everybody that was on my page went for his ass. And I ended up, unfortunately, deleting him from my Facebook page, which is unfortunate. Like, but I know that we don't share. It was too deep of a topic for me to be able to excuse personally for me and where my life has gone. I couldn't excuse the justification that he was trying to make based on it. And I was like, I can't, sorry. We're not the same people, and that's okay. So
yeah, sometimes, that's probably just the best. I don't know. Once in a while, I'll see somebody who types a friend. And when I say friend, I mean a Facebook friend, not even, I met this person at a comedy show for 20 minutes 6 years ago. I mean, and they'll say something and then I'll start typing it. And then I'll be like, oh, I'm the problem. This is their page. They have the First Amendment. They can say whatever they want to say on their page. What do I need to go on their page and start shit with them? I'm not going to change their mind. I just backspace, backspace. You want to say something?
Move on.
And it was my thing. I was like, dude, you put all this crap on your page regularly, and I don't come on your page and say anything. I never come and comment. You are welcome. And I started my post. You are welcome to having your own opinion. That's what this is for. You do not have to agree with me. So don't come on here. Don't.
I think that's the thing with comedy that's wrecking comedy in a lot of ways, is that people are looking. They're worried about being offended. They're looking to be offended. And it's like, they are jokes. Relax, calm down. We're all just here to have a good time. Nothing's a personal attack on you.
Right.
And, I mean, I've had such stupid, I mean, because I have 300 customers a month. So I've had, this was one I thought was funny. The woman calls me up and she goes, I want the comedian to apologize, write an apology letter. And I go, what? I mean, he's like my top comedian. He's really funny and clean. And she goes, well, he made a reference that he was the only black person on the Zoom call of us 14, and we must not be a diverse company. And I said, I'm sure he didn't actually say that. I'm sure he just made light of the situation of, oh, hey, I'm the only black guy. And it got a big laugh.
Right.
You don't need to be offended at that. He doesn't think that, General Motors is not hiring, we realize everybody of every race works there. Calm down.
Right.
Just laugh.
I recently applied for a new job, and I had a series of interviews. And in my last interview, it was with myself and 8 other people on this Zoom call. And
wait, 8 other people that were wanting the same job?
No.
Oh, okay.
That worked there.
Okay.
Right? Thank God. I outshined them anyway, but that's not what the topic of this discussion is. So I'm on this call and they're asking me all these questions, and I'm pretty, I'm vocal on my Facebook page about this whole Red Wine and Chaos journey, but a lot of my Facebook stuff is set to private. And so we recently, Laura and I don't know if you know this, we recently put out a Would You Rather kind of sex edition podcast. And
hold on, where do I find that? Is that
It's a good one. It's a good one.
It is a good one. So in this interview, the controller of the company, who is I got the job, so it's my boss's boss now. He was like, so I just have to ask, I did some research, and I'm curious what your favorite red wine is. And I was like, Facebook stopped me. Hope you didn't listen to that episode. But I got the job anyway.
Later
so I
on,
guess
he
it's okay.
was in the Would You Rather bang of the topics.
Yeah, 5 minutes later, he was like, so you shared that your favorite wine is a Bordeaux. Can you let us know, where did you land with what your favorite position was? I missed that. I don't know. It cut out. My audio wasn't
I think I need to listen to it a second time.
My Wi-Fi went down.
When I was single and a woman would jokingly at a bar or something go, what's your favorite sex position? And I would always say, present. I'm just happy to be there.
Yay!
Not. Damn, I was about to say something, and then I stopped myself thinking about how we got on this topic of sensitivity, and I'm like, stop, Laura. Stop.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I might offend somebody. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
So tell us a little bit about this initiative that kind of came from these Zoom calls, this Pay It Forward comedy.
Oh, yes. This was my little passion project because so many bars, we were doing great, with all these corporate events, spending money, but all the bars and restaurants were closed. They were screwed. And I'm kind of, I've become friends with a lot of these bar and restaurant owners that I play at their venue every year, and I get to know them and know their families. And it was, if you had a restaurant in one of these states that was really locked down hard, you were in a bad situation, especially if you didn't get PPP money right away or unemployment right away. So I have a Zoom account, and I said to my comedians, I said, hey, would you guys like to do a free show where a bar can post it on their social media, and everybody who comes to the show just makes a donation directly to that bar. So they weren't giving it to the comedian company and me sending it back to people. I didn't want the tax and the whole oh, why is he got to take in the money? I didn't want there to be any perceived how is he making something off this, because we were strictly donating it all. So you would say if Ashley's bar and Laura's bar wanted to do it, you would post on your social media, hey, here's our Venmo, here's our PayPal pay whatever you can. And then once you do, here's the link to the show and enjoy like 5 or 6 comedians. And it was actually pretty successful. We did 8 or 9 shows and raised $5,000 roughly, I think. And it all went directly to the bars in different states, different cities. And it was kind of funny. One of the shows we had like the dirtiest, dingiest dive bar. Actually, his website is shittiestplaceonearth.com, I think. Along with a country club in Pennsylvania, like the ritzy country club and the ultimate dive bar, where their clientele were on the same comedy show. So we did some shows. The comedians performed. We did like a 75-minute show. Had some kind of minor celebrities. Guy from Seinfeld, Steve Heitner, was on some shows. Stephen Michael Quesada, who was on Breaking Bad, was on some of the shows. And we just kind of had a good time with it. I hosted and introduced the other acts. And yeah, all the money went to the venues. And while we're hoping it kind of naturally just dies off, that the restaurant's open and comedy can happen, I think we're going to keep the page and then just kind of use it when, like, oh, somebody's kid got sick and they need help with the medical bills. Oh, well, we'll just pop on and do a free show and just have people donate money to your PayPal.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's such a good idea. Yeah.
Comedians to do it. They like to help. It's hard when, like, the country was back open, let's say, and the person lives in Pittsburgh. Well, all these comedians from all over the country, they can't come to Pittsburgh and give a free show. It's just impossible. But because it's on Zoom, all these great comedians can just pop on and do 10, 15-minute spot. Right.
And the overhead is low and the benefit is so high. That's awesome. That's such a good idea.
We're going to keep it around, and that's hopefully what we're going to transition into, because I really hope by this summer, if everybody gets vaccinated, that we start to really see the venues open up to a full capacity. Would be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see. I mean, I'm no scientist, but I hope.
Yeah, same. Ashley and I are both very we realize the severity of COVID. Obviously, it's not something that we are ignorant to or anything like that. And we're not reckless by any means. We quarantined and did what we were supposed to do. But both of us very much so are eager and supportive of the world opening back up, safely, obviously, but getting back out there. We always use the term, we're not out there licking bar stools, but we certainly enjoy the fact that we're starting to see, especially in the state of Michigan, because we've been locked down pretty strictly in terms of the United States. We got hit hard over here, and so we're ready. And we did an episode on the service industry and the restaurant business, because we both worked heavily in that for years, which is a large part of the comedy industry as well. And we were so encouraging of man, get back out there and support your local restaurants and support the industry, because it's so important. Not just these people need to make a living. Same with you guys. We gotta figure out a way to give our love back and show our love back for so many people who have really suffered through these times. And that's a small way of doing it. So I really commend you. That was a really great idea. And I'm excited to see where that goes for you.
Yeah. I mean, I just knew I had a bunch of comedians I knew the comedians cared as much as I did about it. And at the end of the day, we kind of know, it feels really great to help people and help them. But then when they open, we're going to do shows. So they're helping us. It's this whole, everybody's helping everybody. And everybody, we're all interlinked. Nobody's, unless you're super independently wealthy, I guess you are. But we all depend on each other. That's how the system works.
Mm-hmm.
So if one part of the system is not working, that hurts all of us.
Absolutely. Well, we're glad that you have found a way to keep it moving, Jason, and to support your fellow comedians as well, and some other businesses in the process. That's awesome. Yeah. Ashley, you got anything else? Anything else before we wrap this up?
I don't.
Ashley, come on. You don't have one question for me? One question.
I can come up with one.
Is anybody even going to ask if I'm wearing pants? I'm not wearing pants. I'm done wearing. I put on pants to do a show the other night. It felt so wrong. I was tying my shoelaces. I could barely remember how to do it.
I saw a video the other day on social media, and it was of a Zoom and it was a Zoom college class, and the girl had on her video camera, and she was literally in the process of getting taken to Hammertown and didn't know and did not know that her video was on. And it was like, you saw all the video was hilarious because you saw all of her classmates, and then the teacher was still talking. She didn't realize what was happening at the time. And here was this girl going, get taken to Pound Town or whatever. And she
That's
you could
how
only
we
see
need
her
to bring
face,
more
and then
people
everybody
into. See, I would be able to show up for that college class.
Right.
Yes.
You're right. Who's gonna want to miss that one? Well, to wrap it up, we thought we'd play one little round of Pictionary with you to see how good you are at this. And I'm not a great artist, but we wanted to see.
I'm very old, so I'm ready to go now.
I can't wait to see if you can figure out what this is, because I was thinking about it in my head, and I'm like, I have no idea how to draw this, so I'm gonna give it my best effort.
Okay. I love it.
Okay, I can't wait to see what you come up with. So here we go. You let me know. Can you see this?
Ooh.
Oh God.
What was that? I feel like it's Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds.
I mean, that could be applicable. This could be like, maybe a little.
That doesn't mean anything.
Like, that's what these two are doing. Maybe what they're doing is representative of the word that I'm looking for here.
I'm not going to help you because I already know.
Is it Winem Dinem 69'em? Is that what this is?
Yes, bingo. That's exactly what it is.
Could be.
I have no idea.
Red wine, although it's blue.
Yeah,
red
wine. Couples. People.
Chaos. Red wine and chaos.
That is chaos. Oh my gosh.
How do you draw chaos? I don't know, but that's why I thought it would be a good one.
I actually do think that was I'm down with that. You did a really good job. I give you both 3 what was it? It wasn't stars, it was 3
clinks. 3 clinks. Yeah. 3 clinks on my artistry. I know. It was really
Laura's the modern day Picasso over there.
Picasso over here. I was thinking, fighting is chaotic, when you see like boom.
Yes.
And then one of those I meant to make it look like fire. Fire's kind of chaos, but I didn't know. And then they were shouting at each other. You don't see them shouting? They're shouting. No, okay. Their hands, they're pushing, they're fighting.
I feel like I'm staring at one of those. What are those where they put just the ink on the page and you have to guess Rorschach test? I feel like I'm looking at a Rorschach test here.
Well, when it comes to my artistry, that's basically about what you signed up for.
Well, I'm going to stalk you both on Facebook. And Laura, I know mostly you just post pictures with your son, which is cool, but I want you to actually post some really negative, nasty stuff. So it really makes me go there every day.
Perfect. Now that I know what you like,
same with you, Ashley. You already got the job. You can do whatever you want.
That's right. Now I can.
Right. Well, Jason, it's been a pleasure having you here. Thanks for the laughs today, man. I needed it.
Absolutely.
It's been a week, so I was like, I am so glad.
I just have to ask this. Was the person who came when you were like, hey, I want you to take some pictures of me and my friend in the shower together, was this person very disappointed when there was no nudity? Was he like, I came here to take pictures of 2 women in a shower. This is ridiculous.
Damn it, this is a letdown.
No, it happens to be one of our best friends. She's a photographer, so she wasn't even.
I love your promo photos. I think you guys do a great job. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I hope we can edit this to make me seem funnier and possibly thinner. If we could somehow just kind of bring this in a little. I haven't got the COVID weight off yet.
We'll see what we can do. We will see what we can do.
Oh gosh, ladies, thanks for having me. Thanks for everything, and let's do this again sometime.
Yes, thank you so much.
Before we go, give me 2 minutes of what we should know, your website, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Comediancompany.com. That's my company. funnycomedian.com. That's me personally. And facebook.com/funny4money. And Pay It Forward Comedy. I got so many things.
Pay
So
It
many
Forward
things.
Comedy.
Follow me, do whatever the kids are doing. Tweet me, retweet me.
Yeah,
I don't
wait.
know.
Do you have a TikTok?
I am my wife, because she's in the military. They can't have TikTok because it's owned by China. So I never got into it.
Don't.
But one of
It's
my
a train
comedians,
wreck.
I should actually ask him if he'll want to be on the show. He started doing TikTok during COVID, and he made these funny videos of, like Night of the Living Dead, and he made it like Night of the Living Karen. And
Yes.
he just started, he had 0 TikTok followers. He now has like 1.6 million followers.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
And he makes these really funny videos, and they're short, just little clips. Yeah.
TikTok has blown up for some people. It is a weird place to be and a weird place to live. I love being an observer on the TikTok side of things. Ashley and I have gotten our tiptoes wet on TikTok, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
I heard my uncle just got on TikTok, so I'm sure
terrible.
if a 60-year-old man has gone on TikTok, it's dead now. I'm sure it's over.
It's gone. It's over. It's over. Oh, my dad is 78. He spends hours on TikTok. He doesn't make videos. He just watches them. But
I don't need another place to just spend hours doing nothing. I have so many places I can spend hours doing nothing. I don't need another place.
It's a black hole. Don't get sucked in.
I don't want to go down it. All right, ladies, I'm taking off. My coffee's. I got to go get back to the Speedway.
Yeah.
Jason, thank you so
much.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. Thank you. He's funny, isn't he?